Welcome back. We have Shannon Becker in the studio with his big three news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good.
Good. Great.
Just ready to get my boat out, for the weekend.
It's about that time.
Not to go skiing, but flood. Anyway,
Of course,
just kidding.
of course, exactly.
Lindsay's got all those details. Let's take a look at the storms we had this last week. It's a big three stories of the week, live and local. This is near 7th and Central City Road. A tree split by lightning. I don't know. Did you get to see this?
I did.
We had earlier this week. It was really interesting as it burned into the night and then kind of fell apart a little bit more, but it was glowing.
Look at that.
I've seen this before, but I never got to see it up close like that. Carl Junction Fire Department came out. It was alone in a field, a huge wet field, so it was not a danger.
Fascinating, yes.
Did not.
Almost kind of pretty looking.
Yeah.
The glow, great.
Kind of ominous. You should have seen the online comments. Our number 2 story, also related to the weather. There wasn't a lot of damage, but one building at 7th and Kentucky on the northwest corner had the roof kind of peeled back.
Yes.
Yeah. It was one of those, it was a roof that they had put on top of another roof and another roof. So it was kind of, a little bit higher than it would have been normally the way it had been rebuilt. But they're redoing that roof now. Did not damage. The building is actually unoccupied. So there wasn't a lot of interior damage, but it's one of those shell buildings that's available for rent. Our number 1 story, KOAM News Now, live and local news. Everybody's been talking about this one.
I know, they certainly have.
I know.
There's a lot to talk about. Look at that.
Yesterday I got word that Chicago, they had it on their news up there.
Oh my goodness.
It was a Ford Expedition pulling a mobile home. I heard about it when I left the studio this last week from here. Got some pictures of it, and then I met up with them at the Casey's. I caught them and was catching some video.
Look at that car up in the air.
My friend said, "Is it popping wheelies?" And I was like, "No, the weight of it. It only had one axle underneath it, so that means."
How's that even possible? How'd they even manage?
Yeah, well, it was pretty rough. Eventually, they made it about to. A little past, almost to 7th and Central City Road. They had about 4 more miles to go, and a record company agreed to come out. They did get 5 citations, which could be pricey. We're talking in the thousands of dollars for citations on something like this. You should get the permits, hire a reputable moving company, not your friend's Ford Expedition. Our bonus story of the week, it's Memorial Day. What's it about? Well, of course, it's remembering our veterans and those, of course, that we love. So this weekend, it will be a Monday morning at 10 at Mount Hope Cemetery. Yesterday, the Easter Seals, they go out and they place the flags. The adults with autism place all the flags for us. So it's really, really nice. They do about 1,200 flags there at Mount Hope Cemetery, and that will be kind of the unofficial, official Memorial Day service on Monday morning at 10. And we'll be there, and hopefully everybody else can too.
All right, wonderful. Well, as always, Shannon, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Happy to have you as always. Stick around. We'll be right back.